Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, gamers, geezers, geeks, TV man, she-women, he-men, Sony PlayStation users who have really loud hairdryer sounds coming out of their consoles, and giant metamorphic blob people. It's this week's Monkey Nut Punch podcast. As always on all these podcasting journeys, I've got Nigel. So hello, Nigel.
Hello, Nigel.
And my metamorphic blob creature, it's Keith. Say hello, Keith.
Hello.
Excellent. Just realised I forgot to shut the door. Hopefully nothing will creep through. So on this week's one, it's going to be a short one this week, guys. We've just got a few things to talk about. We've got Star Wars new series, The High Republic, has been pushed back. Kevin Smith, bit of a dick over He-Man because we know what's going to happen to He-Man. It's going to become 100% soy. And then we've got Sony with the double-barrel shotgun to the foot maneuver, which is so popular in today's social media circles. And then the PS5 launch, which will be good. And then a little chat about Skyrim Grandpa, followed by Keith's thoughts on Snowpiercer. And then we have our what the fuck story. So, buckle up, motherfuckers. Let's get on with this. So the first story we've got here is about Star Wars. The new series, High Republic, has been pushed back. It's to ensure that the launch is grand and epic as it deserves to be. And here comes my first and most important question. Who gives a shit? You've ruined Star Wars. No one cares anymore. It's gone from hating it, which shows that you have some feelings towards whatever, to I don't care. People have been pushed through that change curve. You have lost a majority of your audience. There's only a few people left, yeah? And I imagine they're probably asking for soy milk in all their drinks. Guys, almond milk, much better, much more healthier. But it's going to be shit. We know that. We don't know how shit it's going to be, but it's definitely going to be shit. And I think that Star Wars. I think Star Wars is done. And I'm looking at this, and I thought one of you put this in. I must have put this in.
You must care, because the only thing that I really care about, I'm marginally interested in the Rebels sequel if it happens, and I'm marginally interested in the Disney Plus series because I do enjoy The Mandalorian. I did. I've watched it again and I still enjoy. Yeah, I know what you. As a Star Wars fan, I enjoyed The Mandalorian.
Spectacularly average is amazingly good for Star Wars.
Yeah, at the moment it is. Yeah.
If there were good Star Wars films, that would have got cancelled.
I'm slightly interested in the Obi-Wan series. I'm slightly interested in the Rogue One prequel thing because I think the premise is interesting. But it really, being Disney Plus,
hang on a second.
I don't trust.
Is this the one following Cassian Andor?
Yeah, I find that slightly interesting.
Who gives a shit about Cassian Andor?
I don't necessarily give a shit about the character. I like the idea of the premise of it being kind of like this sort of secret spy kind of thing vibe that's going on, and the way they described the show sounded interesting. The fact that it's following Cassian Andor, you might care about him after this. Look, if it's as spectacularly average as The Mandalorian, it'll be good. And I find the premise interesting.
What I'm saying, get away with that for so long, yeah.
But they might bring other characters in.
It's not a restaurant.
They might bring other characters in. They could do all sorts of things. It sounds interesting. It has a limited shelf life, as does the Obi-Wan series. But there's lots they could do with the Obi-Wan series. There's lots they could do with the Cassian Andor series. They could explore a few things that could be interesting. And if Dave Filoni is overseeing it, then at least it has a chance of being good. Because, the cartoon that Dave Filoni didn't work on didn't last very long. So
the other thing too is that they're planning on putting Boba Fett into the Mandalorian. You've heard what they're going to do with that?
I know who they cast, which I thought. No,
Do you know
go
what they're
on.
going to do with it?
No,
They're going to turn him into a woman.
no, they're not. They've cast the original guy. They've already cast him.
They're planning on turning him into a woman.
How?
So Bobetta Fett.
Well, I imagine that he's going to get killed off, and then some woman's going to pick up his thing. And there were talks about putting Sabine from Rebels in the costume, but I think it's going to be played by the person who played Starbuck in Battlestar Galactica.
What's her face? Because she hasn't done anything
Katie
really
Sakharov.
very good.
She's done Katie Sakharov
yeah,
has done loads of stuff, but nothing of any note.
Well, she was
Mostly
quite good in
sci-fi.
Flash, even though her English accent's dreadful. But I mean, it's meant to be dreadful.
There was the Flash. There was the thing where she was dealing with the AI. There was that silly space one that was crap. Do you remember the space one?
No, don't even talk to me. But don't talk. That Netflix thing was so fucking bad. It's ridiculous.
I want to watch it because that's so bad. Sometimes it's really entertaining.
No, it's not. It's so
Sometimes
bad. It's
it
just
is.
bad.
But
It doesn't go full circle. It's half moon. It's half circle. It's just bad. I know what you mean. There are things that go so fucking full circle that it's entertaining. This was not entertaining. It's just bad and irritating.
Well, I quite enjoyed Rogue One. I like the gritty.
Yeah,
feel.
I like Rogue One.
I would like to see the original cut of Rogue One.
Yeah, I quite like. Out of all the most recent films, Rogue One stands out to me as my favourite one. Out of all, still not seen Han Solo, and I won't at the moment unless I get Disney Plus. If I get Disney Plus, it's free technically, so I might as well watch it. But I'm not so bothered at the moment by Star Wars. I keep forgetting Star Wars exists, so I'm not overly fussed if something gets cancelled or not. But I wouldn't mind. They keep doing these. Jedi's are obviously the most famous and favourite bits of films for most people. I know you probably have something different, but what would be great? Obi-Wan, for example, showing him how he sort of, I don't know, early years or something. So he's probably the most famous Jedi outside of the Skywalkers. So why not do something gritty with him cutting his trade as a Jedi, learning everything and whatnot? I don't know. But
I think that the idea of the Obi-Wan series is that he's on Tatooine and he steps out and he goes, I've got to be here for another 15 years. Let's go off and do something exciting. And then he has to get back just to make sure everything's fine. And it's literally, the episode starts off with him, I shouldn't really leave. Okay, I'm going to leave. So he leaves. Goes off, has an adventure, comes back and goes, look, he's still alive. Whew, that was close.
Yeah, he's only one. He's only one. I think he'll be all right for the next year or so. Oh, I'm off. I'm off. So I'm going to have a party. Yeah, and then come back and go, oh, yeah. Next year, I think I'll go to Andor.
But well, funny you should say that because I think Jimmy Smits was cast in it, so Alderaan is going to come into play.
Well, Jimmy Smits would be cast because he's Leia's adopted father, isn't he?
Yeah. So, and he was in Rogue One as well. So,
was he in Rogue One?
Yeah, he has a cameo in the background.
Well,
but I look. I kind of, so far Disney Plus haven't gone wrong with Star Wars, so I'm kind of happy with that at the moment.
I wouldn't have said
Disney themselves have gone massively wrong. I like The Mandalorian. It felt like Star Wars. It felt like proper Star Wars. It was okay. Yeah, okay. There was a bit of wokeness in it, you could argue, but actually she was pretty cool. And I liked her character, and she wasn't a shit actress. So,
hang on. Are you talking about Felicity Watermush?
I don't know, the beefy bird. I can't remember her name.
Oh, okay. You're talking Gina Carrera.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about Rogue One.
No, I'm not talking about Rogue One. I'm talking about Mandalorian. I like The Mandalorian. I will probably get Disney Plus at some point when all these things start actually coming out properly, but at the moment it's not worth it. But you know, again, the last season of the Clone Wars was really fucking good. So it gives me some hope for Star Wars. It was good. It genuinely was. It was fucking awesome. I mean, they improved the animation, and as I said, those final 4 episodes were just fucking brilliant. And again, there are some people arguing, "Oh, it's woke." No, it wasn't. It was Ahsoka. Ahsoka's been around for ages. It was always focusing on Ahsoka, and Ahsoka is fucking cool. So, no, it wasn't.
Is she
and this is the thing.
Ahsoka.
She's the one. She's the one with the blue, white, and sort of weird things that come out of her head. And she isn't a Jedi, but she's in Rebels. And she's awesome in Rebels as well. And she's going to be played by Rosario Dawson in The Mandalorian, which I think is good casting. As I said, I've enjoyed that part of Star Wars. So,
yeah. Well,
you sound like a guilty child, Keith. You sound like a kid that's.
I do, because I'm angry with Disney for what they did with the main Star Wars, and I'm apprehensive about it. But, you know, we react to everything at the moment when the minute somebody does a gender swap or a gay character turns up, because we're so soaked over saturated with this shit at the moment, that when no matter who does it, we immediately get angry with it. And I was having this conversation off air with Gath about Snowpiercer. They gender swap a character in Snowpiercer, and immediately everybody's going, "Oh, it's woke." But I've watched it so far, trying to be objective, and so far it's works. And actually, the actors they've got in the stories is compelling enough that maybe it isn't doing it; it's doing it for the story. And we've just got to be slightly careful in this day and age, because sometimes it isn't woke and we're missing something. But
bullshit.
99% of the time,
it is.
No, 99% of the time, it is.
It is. It's all woke. The only time they should do it is when they sit there and say they've got a superior actor or actress in place. If they don't say that, then they're doing it sneaky. And the question is why are they doing this sneaky? And we know why they're doing sneaky, and it is completely political. And it's transparent, mate.
Yeah, I'm not convinced with it in Snowpiercer, I'm afraid, because I think it's quite a good twist. It kind of works, and if it was set 3 years ago, nobody would have batted an eyelid. But I don't know. But look, I don't give a shit about this fucking Republic bullshit, because we've already seen what they're doing with that. It's crap. It's Disney fucking full woke crap. Just give me Dave Filoni's stuff. I'll watch that.
Okay.
But yeah.
All right, next one. Sorry, no comments, please. Dave's joined us.
Well, Dave's here with us on Facebook. So here's this one. Yeah, I think I'm not sure what attitude it was. Can you remember? But he doesn't care that made Han Solo movie quite so forgettable, even though it wasn't as bad as the last.
He was basically saying that part of the reason that Solo did so badly was because people were so pissed off with The Last Jedi that they just didn't give a shit.
No. The reason that Solo did so badly is it is a crap film. Before you even get there, I cannot get past the first 20 to 30 minutes of that film. It looks like a shit science fiction film from the 80s, and even they're more enjoyable because they've got cheese and like heavily, like Stilton and Monterey Jack and all that slathering of 80s cheese or 70s cheese. That it was terrible shit.
What's the matter? Watching too many pencils.
It is. It looks and feels really bizarre when they say this guy's Han Solo. He's not fucking Han Solo. It doesn't look nothing like Harrison Ford. It feels really off. It really does. Yeah, sorry,
but it's not as bad as The Last Jedi.
So he's also said it would be cool if they brought Boba Fett into The Mandalorian. He said it was announced on YouTube, possibly.
Yeah, it was.
They can't change the sex of Boba Fett. It would totally go against the Bounty Hunter war books.
Actually, to be honest with you, they changed the rules for the Mandalorian's code thing, because if you ever watched what is it? Attack of the Clones, where you've got Jango Fett. Jango Fett quite took his helmet off in front of people and didn't give a shit.
Yes.
So,
but and Sabine was forever taking her helmet off as well. So, but they did sort of. It could be that the clan that he's in that has that rule. I don't know. But you're right.
I want to point this one out because he said Rogue One was an awesome movie, better than Force Awakens. Oh, and I apparently should rent Han Solo. Maybe. If I get this class, it'll be free.
Nige, mate, when this is all over, you come around mine and we'll watch the first 20 minutes together and then we'll go, nah, done. Trust me, 20 minutes, we could do like a reaction video. And it was.
But watch the bit where Darth Maul turns up because that is pretty cool.
That's cool. Member Berry's shit marketing thing.
Yes, I know, but it's still cool. So,
it goes along with, and they fly now.
Yeah. Well, that was rubbish.
They fly now. Yeah.
Have you seen? Have you seen? Oh, John Boyega's got himself into a lot of trouble this week over tweeting, hasn't he? Yeah. What a dick! My whole respect for him has just gone through the floor. He goes, I'm fed up of racism or something racist like that. And this Nigerian fellow went, yeah, me too. I dumped my girlfriend when she called somebody a white honky or something along those lines. He goes, no, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about white on black racism like that. And he goes off on one. And then he shares a tweet where somebody's calling somebody else a milky monkey. Yeah. Like that. And somebody else went, that's equally as racist. I thought you were fed up with racism. No, that's not racism. I'm talking about white on black racism. It's like, oh, it's just off.
The best tweet I've seen from all of this is the Mike Tyson one. And Mike Tyson turned around and he said, if whites rioted every time a black person killed a white person, it goes, this country would be in a perpetual state of war. And I'm like, yeah. And that's from Mike Tyson. And it's not like he's not a bit violent, shall we say, being a boxer.
And biting ears.
And ear biting and stuff. And it's like, wow, I've never seen something...
He's a boxer.
Even though he's a pigeon fancier, I think he likes his pigeons. Anyway,
yeah. So I was going through these comments. Digressed a little, but Obi-Wan series could or would work based on the comics. Yes, they can't go wrong. But this is Disney. Agree. He still hasn't watched Mandalorian. I've got the last episode of The Mandalorian to watch. I just need to find the time to do it because I've got someone outside fucking cutting shit down. And he said that the Han Solo movie wasn't here. I don't know. Maybe it's... I don't know. I might have to close that window. I think I'll do that while you go on to the next story, if that's all right, guys.
Okay.
Yep, no problem.
So that's that for Star Wars, hopefully. This one, G.
Okay, all right. So we've got...
Give me one moment.
So, let's have a look. Let's have a quick body count. Star Trek, dead or dying, mortally wounded. Star Wars, it's dead, and they're beating it to the point that it's just twitching to give you the impression that it's alive. Doctor Who, they did a real number at that. There's concrete shoes and dropped in the river. The Last of Us, and it's like kind of, they can't ruin anything else. We've got James Bond coming up, and now it looks like they've ruined He-Man. Now it's weird because the story that I couldn't find a decent enough one from this. This is bounding into comics for this link. The Kevin Smith one.
Yes.
Okay, that's for the best story I could find. So, Kevin Smith responds to rumors about Master of the Universe, the revelation that he's sidelining He-Man for Taylor. Would that surprise us in this day and age? That they would put a manly Sorry, He-Man. He's so manly. He's got two male pronouns for his name. He and man.
Yep.
That's double man. He's double man. Yeah, it's like Jason Stratham.
Even though he had the gayest haircut.
No. Wait. We'll
He's
save
so
that for the end.
straight. He can get away with the gay haircut.
He's got a bob, hasn't he? He's got a bob.
Dude, the guy was.
the bob.
You wouldn't say that to him. He's built like I'll be honest with you. He's built like a house, yeah, and he's probably prone to a bit of violence.
He looks like Arnie from Conan the Barbarian, doesn't he?
It is a Conan the Barbarian sort of look there.
Right,
but reading Smith's tweets, he makes it sound like he's gone. I don't know where you got this from.
This is how the story goes. There is a YouTube channel called Clownfish TV. Yeah, they just put out. They're big in with the animation community because they're ex-animators. Yeah, so they put a tweet out about He-Man being sidelined for Teela. And Kevin Smith, out of nowhere, descends on this tweet saying that you've got your sources wrong, this, that, and the other, and blah, blah, blah. Even though the guy, he attended one of their little kind of promo events that they did, and it clearly says, he's got a photo of it, clearly says on the display board that He-Man would be sidelined for Teela towards in the story, not towards the end of the story, I think, in the story itself. So it would feature He-Man and Skeletor. They make it into a Megatron Optimus Prime final fight kind of situation, and then Teela takes over and discovers the secrets of Castle Grayskull. So he turned around and responded, "Oh no, you see, your bits are wrong and that," and they were right. And I think he got a little salty that he was called out on his fuckery, shall we say?
But he is the showrunner, and I'm taking all of this
he is 80% fucking soy, mate. And
I agree with you. I used to listen to a lot of his podcasts, and I have gone off him because he has become a bit. He's always talked about himself, but since he had this heart attack, he's gone a bit. You know, he's a vegan and he's constantly fucking banging on about that. It's just like, fuck off. You don't have to be a vegan to lose weight. It's just because your daughter is one of these fucking brought up in California hippies, and you know she's got into acting because of her dad, and she comes across quite spoiled. And I've just gone off him. And you're right, he is quite soy. But then anybody living in California is. I mean, I listen to Ralph Garman daily, and I sometimes have to grit my teeth with some of the stuff he comes out. But he's far less soy than Kevin Smith. But I don't know what to believe here, because Kevin Smith is a big He-Man fan, right? And he's never been one of these. You know, he does the whole respect women, but then talks about licking their pussies next, and he still does that. So I don't know.
Didn't he turn around and say that The Rise of Skywalker was going to be a good film?
He did.
And didn't he say that The Return of the Jedi, not Return of the Jedi, The Last Jedi was going to be a good film too?
Jedi, yes.
But he got on the set and there was it was so moving. I watched the scene and it was so moving and I cried while I was eating my donuts.
He cries at everything. He cries at everything now, and he's constantly crying. It's just like, for fuck's sake. You know, man up a bit.
So given that, do you think we can trust him? And the answer is
no. But I don't trust the other lot either.
What,
fully,
Clownfish TV?
Because sometimes they get it wrong.
Clownfish TV are more right than they are wrong. I know this because I've followed them. I almost followed them
him to
actually
come out
in Florida.
So for Smith, the showrunner, to come out and deny it so vehemently, I don't know. I don't know. You know, I mean, okay, Clownfish get it right more, but again, you know, the likes of Nerderotic and they get things wrong quite a bit at times as well with these supposed leaks and everything. Bang, you know, the Picard leaks. Some of the leaks they got were correct. A lot of them were wrong.
That was reshoots, wasn't there? Because we know that it was Captain sheer fucking hubris.
Well, there's another channel. There's another channel who I don't like. The guy I really don't like because he makes he obviously doesn't have a life because he spends all his time trying to prove Doomcock and the others wrong. But he did kind of put throw mud in their face a bit when he sort of showed that some of their supposed sources were in fact 4chan. So I take this with a pinch of salt. I agree with what you're saying about Smith, and I have gone off him. I used to be a massive Kevin Smith fan. Listened to all his podcasts. I went to his, live podcasts when he was in the UK. I loved the guy. He's irritating. Since his heart attack, he's become a bitch.
Right. I've had a little look on Twitter.
Yes.
And somebody replied to his tweet where he's going, it's literally about He-Man. Someone replied to him with a picture that they took at his
share this
PowerCon last year.
Share the screen, mate.
Okay.
So we do audio and visual, mate. So we'd like to cover the visual part.
Let me see if I can. Oh, no, that's not.
If you want to send me the link, I can share it.
And share. Right.
Okay. Maybe.
Okay.
That shot is the Clownfish TV shot.
So this is in reply to him talking about Clownfish. So he's, it's a little synopsis around it, and it says, one that made me laugh. You've got evil Lynn.
We know an evil Lynn.
We know a beast man too, don't we? It says here, after a ferocious final battle, forever fractious Eternia, it's up to Teela to solve the mystery of the missing sword of power in a race against time to prevent the end of the universe. Her journey will uncover the secrets of Grayskull at last. This is the epic He-Man and the Masters of the Universe saga fans have waited 35 years. I don't think it is.
Can't like that. I don't think it is.
They've waited 35 years to see. No, I don't think so, mate. I think people have been waiting for 35 years to see what He-Man's going to do about it, not what somebody else who he knows is going to do about it. But there you go. That's the tweet that Kevin Smith, had provided. Well, that's the
that's the tweet
screenshot from what Kevin Smith has
said.
If your suspicions are correct, Gareth, which they might be, I'm not saying they're not. It will be interesting to see how Smith's fan base respond, because I suspect he's already losing fans. He's released this. He's now started charging people for certain access to certain podcasts and things. He's got the Kevin Smith network and stuff. So all the back catalogs are no longer free. You have to pay for them. Although Hollywood Babylon, he gave to Ralph Garman. That's, it'll be interesting to see how he sees, because I really used to like him, and he's still, it's the odd thing he says. He's still there. I still listen to the Hollywood Babylon podcast because it's funny, but that's the two of them, and I still like Jason Mewes. So I'll listen to that when they do that. But Smith on his own, I find more difficult to listen to these days, when he's like banging on about veganism and things like that, and that's the problem. I mean, I'm seeing what Dave's saying in the comments. You're right about his daughter being Harley Quinn, but you should just watch a few interviews with her, Dave, and you'll get what I mean.
Give it a moment, because there's just the other thing too. There was his reaction when he found out that comic book stores and that were closing, and it wasn't going to be a viable business. And because he spent so long defending all these really crap comics, he had this moment of revelation. Went, "Oh, we're going to go out of business."
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah. Yes.
No, I was watching it. It was.
Yes, you're supposed
he
to
was
sell
doing it with
people
Ralph
things
Garman.
that they want. So yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Ralph Garman, the black guy.
Oh no, that was with Mark Lamar. Mark
Lamar. Where are you, Mark?
No.
I'm here.
No, that was Fat Man on Batman. He had the same reaction with Ralph Garman. But the black guy, he's a really talented writer. He's worked on loads of things. I like him. I like him.
Mm-hmm.
What's his name? He did Castle Rock. He was one of the writers on Castle Rock, which is currently on Netflix.
Okay, while you're googling, let's get to the comments.
Right. again, only David is sending us messages at the moment. If you've
you're
got
watching.
something to say on this, let us know.
Yes.
So David seems to feel that it's time for a new franchise like Bladefoot or Black Mamba. Yeah, why not? I'll be the true Don Bladefoot. So he likes Kevin Smith. He likes a few of his films. Personally, reading these films, Mallrats, not seen it. Chasing Amy, not seen it. Dogma, not seen it. Jay and Silent Bob, not seen it.
Hang on.
So
I've seen all of it. I've seen
Right,
all
nice.
but Chasing Amy.
Nice.
I am not a
Kevin
fan because I've never watched any of his films.
Nige, you have to watch Dogma. Dogma is fucking amazing.
Or you could watch Preacher and have done with it and actually watch the original story.
So, you mentioned this. Kevin Smith's daughter, Harley, who is named after Harley Quinn. She was apparently trolled on Twitter, and he can't imagine people disliking Kevin Smith. But I'm indifferent towards him. I've not really.
Dave, I mean, I'll explain this, Dave. I used to love him, and I listened to a lot of podcasts.
I think you have explained it.
Yes, Keith, you have explained it.
Times.
You've explained it. We believe you that you listened to the podcast, and now you're upset because they now locked the podcasts behind a paywall, and that Kevin Smith is going on about veganism because he's had a heart attack.
Well, no, it's just because he
lives in Hollywood, California.
This is going to be a shorter podcast, Keith.
Well, it's not going to happen. By the way, the guy's name is Mark Bernard.
Mark Bernard. Okay, not Mark Lamar.
Yeah, I like him.
Right.
I like him. Funny enough, when Smith was out promoting Jay and Silent Bob reboot, Mark Bernard carried on the podcast, and he did one with Katie Sackhoff, and it was really good. Katie Sackhoff was really good on the podcast. I do like Katie Sackhoff because she's one of us. She is a geek.
Yes.
She just keeps starring in really shit sci-fi.
Yeah. Well, the guy who played Alex Kutmal in The Expanse, he starred in a lot of shit sci-fi before he got his role in The Expanse.
True.
It's one of those things.
And now he's in the best sci-fi. He went from the worst to the best.
What do you call it? And actually, ironic because I think one of them I watched was really shit. He actually played a pilot. But let's move on to. Have you ever seen a Teletubby with a machine gun?
Have I got that? Hang on.
All right, a Teletubby is a tweet. No, you can just that bit there. Scroll middle. Let's keep it. Oh fucking hell! Look, it's a Teletubby with a fucking caster. Get stuck. Right. Okay.
What is Keith doing? I'm not sure.
I don't know what he's doing, but
I can't see. I can't see it.
Because he's a fucking you fucking idiot. Right. Right. Okay. So this is what you should be sharing. All right.
That's not a Teletubby.
No, you're a Teletubby with a machine. No, I'm describing what Sony are doing. Picture a Teletubby with a machine gun, yeah, and a blindfold. All right. Imagine that Teletubby, and he's just fucking shooting everyone to the point that they actually take out their own. So Sony, with their stupid DMCA strike system that they've been doing for The Last of Us, copyrighted strike themselves on a promotional tweet. And that's what that is there. This bit here down here, where it's got Joel and Ellie's story continue, and it's got media cannot be displayed because it's been reported to the copyright holder.
They did the same thing on YouTube. They took down their own fucking. They DMC'd their own fucking trailer as well.
No, this is what they took.
It
was this tweet.
Keith, that was this tweet. This media cannot be displayed is a YouTube video that can't be displayed.
Okay, all right.
So
okay,
it's an embedded video.
That's what I sent to you guys. That's what I sent you on the WhatsApp this week.
Right, hang on a second. This is why I don't use tweets as sources because it confuses Keith. I'll give him an article. It's fine. Give him a tweet. It's like nonsense, isn't it?
Do Twitter. I don't do Twitter.
Yeah,
we
true.
do. Funky Nut Punch. Go follow us. So I actually saw this. I saw that originally, and I saw a video that what's his name? Baby
Heels versus
Yeah,
Babyface.
Hill versus Babyface.
Yeah, he made a video about it, and he found it
He
hilarious.
couldn't stop
And it is
laughing.
quite funny because
It
this
is
Muso TNT, who've been going out of their way to destroy people's channels with this, have now done it to themselves. Although I think it was cleared up pretty quickly, because I saw the next day I had an email saying go watch it now from Sony, because I'm subscribed to the PlayStation. What do they call it? The
Sorry, gonna help myself. PlayStation channel, yeah, the YouTube channel, or Access, I think it's called.
Access. Yeah. So I did watch the trailer.
Sorry, I love that.
I watched the trailer that they got with gameplay and stuff like that, and it looks more of the same from what they showed. But where before in the first game you're playing as Joel with Ellie following you around, trying to keep her safe and so forth. In this one, they literally only show you gameplay from Ellie, and they do describe how she's more agile and she's smaller, so she uses different ways to take people down rather than brute force, which makes sense really. And the gameplay looked nice; it looked fluid. The game itself looked pretty in that respect, graphically.
Right. Okay.
But that focuses back onto the bits that they were saying are trying to ban people from talking about.
Right. I watched the gameplay and I was like, "Is this it? Seriously, a boat and dogs, and that was it." I was like, "Is that it for gameplay wise?" Because it's like, if you look at, I'm going to compare it to Days Gone. Yeah, Days Gone.
Extra different types of zombies as well, which maybe they've taken from other inspiration from other games like Days.
Well, Days Gone, you had the Horde, and that was their big thing. And being chased around by the Horde in whatever location you were was a shit your pants moment. Yeah, you'd be like having a fight with someone, and then you turn around, there's an army of 100 infected behind you. Sorry, and you go, shit, run! And then you'd be running away from these bastards, going, they're gaining. I've got to get back to my bike, and tension and everything. Yeah, it doesn't look like that shit exists in this. I can't see a reason. I can't get invested in it. I had to give it a thumbs down the moment I heard Neil Druckmann's voice, because it was like, okay, so now we'll be in the world of The Last of Us, and we'll go to place Ellie, and it's like kind of, I need to just drink some soy. Oh, fuck off, Neil.
Don't they usually, for videos like this, like they usually have somebody who has experience in voice acting to record something like that, or is it usually the producer?
No, I'm sure the Ghost of Tsushima guys were what do you call it? Were them?
It did sound a little bit.
There. Yeah, it was them.
Well, you could tell he wasn't very good at it, but also I noticed when I watched the video on YouTube, they disabled the comments and disabled somehow the likes and dislike buttons.
No, they haven't disabled them. They just don't display what they got.
I couldn't even click any. There was none.
Couldn't you? I could.
None for me.
It was, if you watch it, it was like Neil Druckmann's voice gone. Dislike straight away.
It weren't there. I was looking for it, but how can I like or dislike this video? It's not even there to select. So they've done a number.
The thing with The Last of Us is the gameplay wasn't like fantastic. It was like just above average. Yeah. It was the story that drove the game.
It was.
The reason that you felt tension, so you didn't want Joel or Ellie to die, is because you were engaged with the characters. And now I know that that's been removed, I'm like head scratching.
I'm not. I've got it. I got it with my when I bought the PlayStation 4. It came with it, but I probably played about an hour, and meaning to go back to it, and I never have. I did. It felt more like I needed to manage his hairdo. I needed to manage ammo more than anything else in the game. That's how it felt like to me, and I didn't like that because there wasn't that much opportunity to, like in Drake's Fortunes, if you creep up and sneaky behind someone and you take him out with a stealth attack without using ammo, you can pick up the ammo that they've dropped.
Yeah.
I don't think that happens in Last of Us. I don't think it
No,
did.
it does. It does, but you get like it was like
Oh,
you wouldn't
really?
pick up the gun. You get 3 rounds from them, and you're like, if I had to let you shoot, if I replay this section and let you shoot at me, you'll shoot more than 3 rounds at me.
Yeah,
And it
exactly.
was always that bit that made you go, only 3 rounds.
And that's what started to get on my nerves because I just didn't. And then I got into a section where I literally had no other option apart from get into a gunfight, and I had 1 clip. And that was it. And I was thinking, how am I going to get through this? Because they forced me into a gunfight here. And I was being very frugal before.
Yeah.
And I've literally got no way of getting past it. And it sort of pissed me off a little bit. But, yeah, that was very near. So I didn't really get through the whole game. But the story from even that first hour was great. And it did engage. But I've got a feeling that this second game is just the story.
Well, we've covered it to
so
high heaven, and I know I've had. If I want, I can go on for an hour and a half rant.
I reckon a lot of people are going to wait. Let some YouTubers play it on YouTube, play through it, and do the walkthrough, and see what they think of what they see, and make the decision from them.
I think it's going to have. They'll go, oh my god, record-breaking sales for the first week, and then after that, it's going to do like a Last Jedi and just. Fucking crater.
Gone.
That's what I think it's going to do. Okay, so let's move to the next one because Sony did something stupid, and oh my god, he was there. I actually had my one queued up for that. But next week, I can't remember the date on it. Next week
5th,
on the 5th,
June 5th,
June 5th at 4 p.m. Pacific something time. There'll be a Sony reveal on the PlayStation.
I think it's BS British Standard Time, mate.
What, 4 p.m. British Standard Time?
No,
it's PH.
It might be
PH 8 plus. So 4 a.m. plus another 8 hours. What's that? 12 midday.
Yeah.
Midday.
Right.
Oh, plus an hour. So 1 o'clock UK time.
AM.
AM, yeah. So 4 a.m. plus 8 hours gets you to 12, plus 1 hour gets you to 1 p.m. UK time.
It's a shame, really. I would have liked to have been able to watch because
yes, PM, sorry.
You can.
Because of the issues I've
1
been
p.m.
having with because of the issues I've been having with my PS4. With it's not even overheating. The fan just goes. It sounds like a fucking SpaceX rocket going off. Took a video of it. The boys were playing a game.
Yeah.
And I took a video of it, gave it to you guys.
And Gareth was really sympathetic.
I was massively sympathetic. I just like to point out I'm the most sympathetic person that you'll ever meet.
Well, here's the thing. I showed your video, and she goes, "Oh, Gareth is doing it too." And I went, "No, what? What?" And then your handheld Hoover.
You need to give context to the viewers and listeners.
Right, hang on a second. I'm just going to try and see if I can bring the video up. Keep talking, Nige.
Yeah, so I took a video of standing at the other side of the room, my kids playing, because the fan started going a bit mental. And so because of that, I thought, right, the boys don't really understand quite how noisy this thing is. So I've walked in the room, gone next to the console, and you can it's like a jet taking off. I sent it to them because they've never really understood how loud it actually is, and it's not just me having this trouble with a PS4 Pro. There's quite a lot of people with a Pro who have this issue too. Now,
Mark Cerny has this issue with his Pro. Unfortunately, I haven't got any sound to share. I'll show. I can show the video, but I've got no sound to share, so I'm going to try it. Yeah.
So Gareth then takes his video.
I just right. So let me just. This is the video that Knight sent me. So I'm going to go. That's the noise he's hearing on his video. That's for the podcasters.
It's a shame that can't come through on the.
Yeah, it can't come through. It's not. StreamYards won't pick it up. And then I do the same on my one, and I'm going. I've got the same problem with that. I don't know what to pause it.
But he's got his Dyson. For a podcast, he's got his Dyson Hoover next to the camera, and shit, you know, that is the same level of sound as what is coming out of my Pro. A Dyson Hoover is the same level as what's coming out of my Pro, and that is what I've got to deal with. And I think, there's a PS5 coming out soon, isn't there? So I'm assuming that something's gone.
Right,
there's been an update. To
Nigel was trying to say that it's Sony that did it, but secretly, because when the PS4 Pro came out, Nigel's standard PlayStation, bearing in mind that we both bought our PlayStations on the same day from the same people, Nigel's PlayStation stopped working. I mean, it was spitting out the discs and everything. That's what he told the wife.
You don't have kids.
So he went out and got a PlayStation. You're full of shit. He went out and got a PlayStation Pro. And now all of a sudden, PS5 is on the horizon. Oh, my PS4 Pro, it's just so bad. Sorry, darling. I need to go and get a new PlayStation. The kids love it. It keeps them quiet. It shuts them up.
To be fair,
we're all married, Mike. We all know the bollocks that we tell our wives to get the shit that we want.
To be fair, Keith, the kids don't get to play on it very much.
But anyway, what I was trying to say before you guys rudely interrupted me was that Mark Cerny has the same problem with his PS4 Pro. And it was one of the things that he desperately wanted to fix on the 5. And he said in his conference, his very boring conference, which has been turned into an ASMR video to help people sleep, that he would do that. So it's one of those things where it comes to that.
Yeah. And it's sort of with the whole shit that Sony's been doing recently with the DMCAs, I'm sort of really excited to hear what Xbox are going to say.
Well, it's funny. It's funny because I dropped the glass. It's empty. I actually went to because Xbox have put up their pre-order page. You can't pre-order it, but the pre-order page is up. So I've got a link. So the moment it goes live, I will see that. And I'm debating which one to get at the moment because I will get one, but it's a question of which one I'll get first. I'm tempted to get. I'll probably get the 5 first because of all my PS4 games. But then again, I might get the Xbox X series because I've got the Games Pass thing. So I don't know. Well, it depends. The long and short is when it comes to this show that Sony are going to do, they just can't fuck up like Microsoft did. So when they sit there and go, we're going to show you gameplay because that's a fun cut sequence. That's in-game engine stuff. Show me a fucking game, please. Hopefully they'll sit there and they'll go, here's the intro, here's the gameplay, here's an outro. So they sandwich it in between stuff. And they will show you some decent bits in there. And hopefully it will be a good and interesting launch.
Well, hopefully. It can't be. Well, at the moment, they've given barely any info apart from Mark Cerny's ASMR video that he's put out. That was the tech spec thing. Not very much since. We've seen the controller, and the controller, in my eyes, looks fantastic. It looks very futuristic, which is great. So we don't actually know what the console itself looks like. So we might see that. We're going to hear a little bit about the games, I'm sure of it.
Yeah.
And we're going to probably find out what the price might be. Probably. Yes. Although that might be closer to the time. But I would imagine if you're going to buy it when it comes out, they say fall, don't they? Fall 2020, which is closer to October time, isn't it? For both consoles. And it's probably going to be anywhere above $400 or 400 quid, I would imagine.
Well, Sony are just trying to figure out how much they can get out of their selling their console.
I think so.
Microsoft might go to selling it at a loss.
Possibly. Look at the lessons learned from Sony. Sony did that, didn't they?
Yeah, they did do that. It didn't work out well for them, I think.
Well, Sony typically wait for Microsoft to release their pricing and then undercut them, don't they?
Yeah.
We'll see. I'm looking forward to what's coming out.
I think the poor guys at the marketing department at Xbox are like, kind of, when do we release this? When Sony released this, and then you got the Sony guys at the marketing department. When do we release ours? When the Xbox releases theirs?
They might as well just pick up the phone and go, should we agree we'll just release our pricing on the same day? What are you going in at? Okay, 500 quid. Okay, we'll do the same.
All right.
Here's a phone. Why not?
It's no, they wouldn't do that. They're not allowed to do that. It's against the law.
They're not allowed.
It's not allowed. So, Virgin Airlines and British Airways got done for stuff like that. Other companies.
What if Microsoft came out and said our console's going to be 400 quid in the UK, and then Sony come out and go, our console is going to be 350 quid in the UK for the following day. And then Microsoft go, scratch that. Ours is going to be 350 quid. Now we've made an executive decision, and we're going to.
I don't know. That's a bit damaging. You want to just have some one clear message out. Okay, so we've got that. We'll be talking about that all of next thingy. We'll probably be showing a lot of stuff off from that. Okay, so there's this lovely old lady online, referred to as Skyrim Grandma, and she's going to take, and she's a Skyrim YouTuber / I think she does Twitch as well.
Yeah,
and she plays Skyrim. She's played Skyrim to the point that the developers have actually put her in the next Skyrim game, or the Oblivion,
the
Elder Scrolls game. Sorry, which is great. That should be absolutely fantastic.
Her character name, I believe.
Oh, and I think I've done a likeness too.
Yeah.
So they popped her into the game. I think that'd be quite interesting, to considering that. But she's going to take some time off after negative health things. Now it's weird because if you read the story from one thing, it's like kind of YouTubers and Twitter people harass old granny off of internet, yeah. And even she's complained about these stories, saying these are false, these are bollocks, these are nonsense. Because what it is she's just getting stressed out over having to play the YouTube game. Because if you go on YouTube and you want to be successful in this, that, the other, you've got to look after your audience. You've got to do this, that, and the other, and you can't offend this, and they can't do this and that. And she's just had enough of that shite. I think Nige put down because it's people asking her to play certain games and quests and things in Skyrim that kind of annoyed her.
She calls them backseat gamers. She says, if you want to do those things, go on and play your game. Let me play my game. If you don't like that, go watch someone else play their game.
Yeah.
That's what she's getting frustrated at. You always get those people go, oh, go play this one. Go do this quest. And they can get quite overbearing,
Yeah. So, yeah, you've got that. And the old lady has kind of gone, all right, enough's enough. Okay, Keith, you want to talk about a TV show on Netflix that I have no desire to see. I had the choice between watching that and Space Force. And I watched Space Force, even though Space Force is bland. It's nice, but it's bland.
I saw it on Netflix earlier. I didn't watch it.
Space Force is very well shot. It looks beautiful. It's just bland. Yeah, he's right. Yeah. It's not very funny. I enjoyed the Snowpiercer film, and there's meant to have been a TV series coming for a long while. And it's been delayed. It's been delayed. Yeah. So say again. Yeah, this is a series, and yeah, but they're not doing a binge watch. They're releasing an episode every week on Netflix. So the first 2 episodes are out, and when it starts, you think it's following the same line as the movie, but very quickly it doesn't. So one of the people in the tail section, they're all planning a revolution, and then suddenly one of the guy that seems to be sort of like the de facto leader is plucked from the tail and taken up in the train, and then basically it turns out there's been a load of murders, and he's got to investigate the murders, and then you start getting to see the different sort of levels of the train. Now Jennifer Connelly plays what supposedly is the sort of like customer service person who does the announcements on the train. So she's the voice of the train. And the first episode is basically setting all this up. But at the end of the first episode, Mr. Wilfred, who was played by Ed Harris in the movie, it turns out does not exist, and it's Jennifer Connelly that is the boss. And that Mr. Wilfred is a persona that she uses to get ahead in business. Now that's quite in the series context. The way they've set this up is quite interesting. Yes, it technically is a gender swap.
Oh no!
At the moment,
oh no! Those damn Destiny W's are at it again.
But at the moment, it kind of works. I quite liked the lead character from the tail. The second episode is interesting. We go through different parts of the ship. We find out that the noodle bar that's serving up food has been serving up chopped up human beings. Basically, they go far more into detail about how the train is this delicately balanced ecosystem, that if one thing is introduced, it can ruin the whole ecosystem. Now, as somebody that's recently got into koi carp keeping, I fucking understand that. Because you introduce one little thing, you put the wrong treatment in, the whole fucking thing goes out of whack. And in this, there's a shoot up in the butcher department, and they burst one of the windows, and all the cattle get killed. Now, people would just think, "Oh, that's the end of beef," but it isn't, because they were using the methane from the cows to do something else, and basically this whole delicate ecosystem gets fucked. And I found that quite interesting. I quite like Jennifer Connelly. You don't know if she's bad or good, and that's kind of cool. They're focusing whereas the film focused entirely on Curtis, who was played by Captain America. What's his face? Chris Evans. What's his face? Chris Evans. And it follows him, and you never really see it from the other side. In this TV series, you are. And it's kind of interesting. I didn't dislike the first 2 episodes. It's not as woke yet as we've been led to believe.
No, not those damn SJWs.
SJWs. But I found the first 2 episodes quite interesting, and it's obviously got more of a budget because some of the sets are amazing and incredibly detailed. And yeah, it's very adult related, because at one point this bird jumps into the aquarium tank, completely stark naked, and the camera follows her from behind. Yep. Butthole. But that's not what I was. But it's interesting. There's elements from the movie. There's like Easter eggs everywhere from the movie. Like there's reference to sushi. There's reference to a few other bits and pieces. But so far, I've kind of enjoyed it.
The next one's out today, I think.
Yes, and it does have the potential to go either way. We could get to episode 4, and I could go, nah, it's gone shit. It could do what Westworld did and just go shit. But at the moment, I'm kind of enjoying it. I watched Space Force because I like John Malkovich. And Gareth and me were talking about it before we came on air, and Gareth's right. When Steve Carell and John Malkovich are on screen together talking, that is quite good viewing. But as a TV series, it's not brilliant.
Bland.
It does. I will give it that. It does resist having a go at Trump, which is refreshing.
Really?
It does. Yeah,
really?
it does
I want boots on the moon. Or did he say boobs on the moon? I don't know. He typed it rather quickly.
It does have little digs, but it could have gone full blown, making Trump look like an idiot.
I'll be honest with you. That's the kind of they were the kind of jabs I was hoping we'd get. That's quite comical. Or did he write boobs? I kind of like that. As if you're gonna have a jab that makes me smile. Yeah, I like that.
There is the odd jab. But when we first heard it announced, we thought it was just going to be one huge long piss take, and it isn't. And actually, Carell's character, it could have been really good if they had explored Steve Carell's character more. Because the thing is, I like Steve Carell. He's a bloody good actor, but most of his comedic stuff I've never really enjoyed. I kind of like him in Evan Almighty, and in Bruce Almighty he was kind of funny in that, and his character is funny as a kind of like sideline thing in the newscast movie thing, the newsreaders movie. Yeah. But as a comedic actor, I don't find him that funny. But when he switches to serious acting, he's really good. He was. As much as I know you're about to shoot me, but I did watch Apple's The Morning Show because I wanted to see what everybody was banging on about. He was the best thing in it. I mean, don't get me wrong. What's her face? Jennifer Anderson was surprisingly fucking good in it. But Steve Carell was the best fucking thing in it. and I like him. And I think what Space Force does is his character with his wife being sent to jail, him being dumped with this, what everybody is seeing as a joke. It could have been more of a dark comedy than what it is. And especially with the fucking acting cred they've got. You've got fucking John Malkovich in there. You've got quite a lot of cameos from people. But they turn it into at 1 minute it's really goofy and the next minute it's not. And that's what annoys me. It doesn't know what it wants to be.
Hang on.
Because at 1 minute you've got like
about Snowpiercer.
I thought you were talking about Snowpiercer too. I was actually going to break out.
You mentioned Space Force.
I mentioned Space Force.
You mentioned Space Force.
When we talked the other day, you kind of gave me like a watch Space Force or Snowpiercer, and I looked at the trailer for Snowpiercer, and I was like, no.
I can't have a long conversation about Snowpiercer because you didn't watch it, so we can't have an argument about it. Whereas we've both
you just spoiling for Rumble, are you? Oh, okay. That's fine.
I just like other people's opinions because sometimes I change my mind when you say something.
Okay,
I have done.
So right. So all right. So Snowpiercer is based on a French comic, if I remember correctly.
Yes, it is.
It's based on a French comic. Okay, and it's weird because lots of people said that Snowpiercer is the sequel to Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Huh.
Yes.
Yeah, and Wilfred.
Yeah.
Is Charlie Bucket, and he's running the train and he's trying to keep people safe after they tried to prevent global warming and cause an ice age. Because it was like kind of, we're living in a mass extinction event. No, have an ice age. Then you can see what mass extinction event looks like. I did have the article up, but I've turned it off because you were going so long on about fucking Space Force.
He went off topic there. You had me thinking Steve Carell was in Snowpiercer, and I'm Googling Snowpiercer going,
Steve Snowpiercer, Steve Carell.
Find out what he's been in. I was like, no, it's not there.
Sorry, it's just because I gave Gareth the choice of. I've watched both of these, and it's always better when at least two of us have seen it.
Yeah,
I'm the only one that's seen Snowpiercer. I can understand why people have switched off, but I can't say any more about Snowpiercer other than that.
You rudely interrupted again for the fifth time today. I didn't realise in Minions.
Yes, he was. He was
Steve Carell. Yes, yeah. Yeah, he's good as Groot. Yeah,
Groot, not Groot.
Groot.
I am Groot.
I'm Groot. Anyway,
brilliant.
Look, right. You know what? Let's just stop this. Yeah, right. And there's an age-old way that I stop these guys from fighting. And what it is I pop onto WhatsApp and I send them a picture and say, "Don't worry, here's some boobies." All right. Forget your worries, Keith. That's a fucking hint, mate. Right? But has he done it? You slow ass clown.
What?
Keith, put the story on about boobies. That was the hint.
Oh,
guys, I've got a technical issue. I can't do both the screencasting and read the notes at the same time. Boobies. Right, okay, so
I didn't know what the last
model says that her breasts have grown so big she gets boobs shamed in the street. Anastasia, I can't pronounce that birth of her, from Moscow, Russia, says that her boobs have ballooned from an A cup to a B cup to an E cup during a growth spurt in 2006. Resulting from her being bullied by her peers. Now, the bullying, I reckon, is coming from women.
Most likely.
Because if it was men, it would be drooling. It's like, they're really big.
Now, David said something quite interesting. There is such thing as a breast reduction. Yeah, if it was that bad for her,
there is.
But then this article wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, this article wouldn't happen. This woman,
she wouldn't have got paid for it, and she is a.
This woman claims to have double K-size cup breasts, which she insists are 100% natural. I believe her, but I reckon she should get checked by a doctor because something might be going wrong there. I've seen a guy with a testicle that was so big, the only clothes that he could wear was a hoodie upside down, and he'd use the hood hold his testicle in place because there was something wrong with his testicle and it
That was
wouldn't
a guy
stop
in
growing.
America.
Yes.
That was a guy in America. I saw that episode of whatever it was.
It was. I read it in one of those. You wouldn't believe what happened to this guy's testicle.
Oh, no, there
You know
was-
when
there
get
was
those
an entire-
clickbait articles.
No, there was an entire series on it. Like,
Was it Channel
there's a
4? It
few-
sounds Channel
yeah,
4.
a TV program on it. And yeah, he had to go. You know,
Right.
you get transported in and out of the house and all that stuff.
Okay.
Hang on, Dave, you're missing the point. Boobs, Dave, boobs. That's all that matters.
I don't think it's a tumor. I don't think it's a tumor. I think
Wait,
it's like
I
the
know,
technical problem.
I know it's very difficult to do, but when you actually read the article and look past the pictures, it's tough to do. I know,
I would have read the article, but I kept on getting interrupted.
but
These fucking boobs.
she mentioned that when she was at school, she was about 13 or so. They finished the previous year. They had their summer holiday, and by the time she went back to school at 13, they had grown exponentially, and that's the only thing she was known for over that summer period.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of feel sorry for her.
Fair
Can
enough,
you
Dave.
imagine how bad her back pain must be?
Oh, dude, I imagine she probably has to wear one of those support belts like weightlifters do.
Mate,
For
yeah.
those knocks. But it's weird. It's like kind of she was bullied by the other girls. The
Oh,
boys
really?
the boys at school did not bully her. They were like kind of hello. And they were just really if you tell me I said the boys were just really awkward around me, I would believe that 100%.
Yeah.
Those are massive hoo-has. They are huge. They're like 2 basketballs.
Unfortunately,
In a top.
she has been now defined as that. I don't know what her name is. I'd probably barely recognise her face if I saw her again. But that's
She has
not
a
what
face?
she's known for now.
Hey, no, everyone gets the what do you call it? The things.
Jealousy, Dave. Why would
Let's
anyone
say-
get
let's-
bullied for having big?
Right,
big
hang on a
boobs?
second. Hold on a second.
Jealousy
Right,
by girl.
right, hold
Let's
on.
turn off the big boobies because
Right.
Gareth's getting
Right, hold on.
distracted.
No.
Keith can't talk and look at them. at the
Okay,
same time.
all right. I thought I just googled the woman who's got the world's biggest boobies. Yeah, just as a point for comparison, and according to the Sun, a completely reliable tabloid source in the UK here,
You never lie.
who've never got things wrong. This woman, brace yourself, guys. I mean, really brace yourselves. All right, has the world's biggest boobs. God.
Fuck! Blimey! She's got.
I
Fuck
can't
yes,
look at the
I-
screen,
fuck
lads. I can't
me, she's
do it.
got a hammock.
That's terrifying. You're fine now, Nigel. You're fine. All right.
Is it
It's all
gone?
It's
Right.
gone. It's gone. It's gone. And it's back.
Oh,
Such a dick. I'm sorry. I couldn't have
the problem is, where you've got down at the bottom where you have shared it in the past,
Mhm.
it's sitting there greyed out, but I can still fucking see it.
Okay, is that better now?
Oh, thank God, yeah. I feel
I
better.
was going to add it back again. Oh, you spoil sport.
Sorry. Yes, but
Yeah.
So there's time to do the any other business and tidy up. So guys, myself and Nigel will be streaming on Wednesday evening at 9:00, and it'll probably be at 9:00.
Yeah.
And we'll be talking about just random shit that's happened during the week. And Keith and I did a fast food films on Saturday about The Rock. Which
Not Dwayne Johnson, but the film.
no, the film, the 1996 film, The Rock by Michael Bay with Kevin Conroy in it. No,
Although, to be fair, I reckon you two could probably chat about Dwayne Johnson for an hour or maybe 2.
He's a nice bloke.
He is
Yeah.
a nice bloke.
come across as a
I'll
nice
take my
guy.
haircut after him. That's about it, to be fair.
I model my haircut after him.
But
Yes.
but unfortunately, Nigel, you're about as tall as his ankle.
Yeah, if I stood next to him, you would mistake me for one of his legs because his thighs are going to be about as wide as my body.
They're probably wider. No offense. Not saying that you're a thin guy. He's just fucking huge.
He's the Rock.
All right. We've got a Twitter account. Come follow us at Monkey Nut Punch. We've got a YouTube channel for those watching us on Facebook. For those watching us on YouTube, we have a Facebook page. and we broadcast on it every weekend, UK time 3:30. Come join us. Come join in the comments like Dave does. We're more than willing to listen to you. Thank you for watching.
The more of you that we get on
Precious Dave.
live, the more comments we can chat and have a proper, discussion about it with you guys, which would be nice.
Yeah. But yeah, Dave, thanks for watching again and participating. Always welcome. We're gonna have to get you on here.
Yeah,
we're gonna have to get you on here.
We did mean to get you on a couple of weeks back, but I fucked up a load of stuff, so I couldn't do it. So yeah, we'll have to bring you on, Dave. Yeah, thanks for watching, and we will catch you in the next podcast. So goodbye, guys, quickly.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Bye, guys.